Here is another film that seems to polarize horror fans, The House of the Devil. There is a very good reason as to why this polarizes people, but we'll get to that. First, let's look at the story. The film is about college student Samantha. Samantha puts an extension on a new apartment, but to afford it she needs to get a job. She gets a babysitting job for a man called Mr. Ullman. He asks to meet her but stands her up, later apologising and say that he'll pay her double the original salary if she still does the job. Her friend Megan agrees to give her a lift down to the house, which is a really huge creepy old mansion. Samantha goes in there and is told that Mr. Ullman doesn't actually have any children and that the babysitting job is to look after his wife's mother. She agrees to stay and look after the mother after she is offered more money. She's basically told to just stay in the house until they get back and that she doesn't really have to do anything at all. Megan drives away and says that she'll pick Samantha up later. She stops her car to smoke a cigarette when a stranger walks up to the car and kills her. This comes out of nowhere and puts you on edge for the rest of the film. After this happens, you don't know what's going to happen next. Samantha starts to discover weird things in the house and starts hearing noises. This part of the movie is incredibly atmospheric. You know something is going to happen, but you're not too sure what. This is when we get to what polarizes people. The thing that I personally love about this film, but a lot of people hate, is the fact that the film is essentially an hour 20 minutes of setup and then 15 minutes of stuff actually happening. The film keeps building up and building up. It uses silence as a weapon to build up atmosphere and keep you unsure of when something is going to happen and what it is that is going to happen. It's a slow movie, but for me, that's what makes it all the more creepy and unnerving. The long stretches of silence really make the film more tense. It has what many people describe as a Hitchcockian style of suspense in that it doesn't throw everything at you. It leaves you wondering, which really is what makes it different from a lot of horror movies coming out at the moment. This film came out in a time of gore-filled torture porn and remakes. So for this film, a film that is essentially a classic horror fan's wet dream to come out, is pretty amazing. I think the reason a lot of people don't like it is because it was marketed to be a violent, gory movie, whereas that's not what it is at all. It's a slow building movie. The last 15 minutes do completely change in pace and are almost even more tense than the rest of the movie, but the film uses silence and uncertainty to scare its audience. The film has the look of a 70s horror movie. It's very grainy and dirty, which I absolutely love. It reminds me a little bit of The Devil's Rejects in the way it's shot. However, it's not as batshit insane as that movie. The film is pretty much led by Jocelyn Donahue. It's pretty much just her movie, and she is really good in it. She is the only actor in probably about an hour of the film, and she does a great job of filling it out. She acts very naturally. She's great in the movie. The film was directed by Ty West, who is in my opinion one of the best modern horror directors around. Him and James Wan are probably the two best at the moment, and this film is probably his best as well. The House of the Devil is not a film to go in expecting a fast-paced violent gore fest. It's a slow burner, but it's definitely a good one and incredibly creepy. I give it a 9.5 out of 10.